Hey, what's going on? So, when I started early on in ministry, maybe like, I don't know, year three ish, I think that sounds about right. I had a chance to meet this guy named BBJ. Now, I don't know, I think it was like a Facebook thing. I had posted something. I think he had reached out to me. And I think it was like a Friday night. I don't know why I think it's a Friday night, but I think it was Friday night. He called, and I was gearing up to do my first ever event. I had preached at other like events, but I had never done an event. And the name was terrible. It was like something like On Fire for Jesus or something like that. And I didn't know the first thing about doing a church event, because I only do club events, and club events were really easy because I had done them so long. We're doing a concert, but church was kind of different, like setup, and so it might have been like, I don't know, 6 people showed up to that. But BBJ was one of the people that showed up. And we did on the west side, we did at Hope City. And um and it was cool, man. It was my first time doing something, and it was a learning experience. But I had waited to do another one for like maybe 2 years. And then that's where Kingdom Revival started. And Kingdom Revival is this thing we used to do annually, like around the, I think, first week of June or second week of June. And we did Kingdom Revival into my pastorate years. I think we did a total of 7. I think we did. I think it was 7 that we did total of, and we had started that like 2012, I think, and we did it all the way up till I left Columbus. And I didn't bring that with me because I felt like that was a part of a chapter that was needed to be closed. And when I left Columbus, I was really closing a lot of things that we had done for like a really long time, and just closing those chapters in our lives. I feel like when you go to a different place in your life, some things you don't bring, and you end those chapters. And it's okay to end chapters. I think people want to continue to do something, and you don't have to. Like, I think it's okay to like say, hey, this chapter in our lives are ending, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's growth. It's evolving in life. And some people will try to pigeonhole you in the space and the time and keep you trapped, but that's not really what advancing the kingdom is. Could we kept doing that? Yeah, but would have been God. And it comes to place like, when does that become tradition? You know what I'm saying? When does that become tradition? And so that was kind of like always my main concern in dealing with Kingdom Revival. Is I didn't want nothing that was God inspired and God breathed on to become tradition. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy to fall into that trap. And so, the point of Kingdom Revival was, and I was 22 when I came up with this idea. The point of it was to be a revival, not for just our church, but for the body. And early on in ministry, I was very body of Christ centric, and I'm still am to a degree. But I realize everybody doesn't have that mentality, and that's why you have to be a partner with people that are like-minded in that idea. And they may not necessarily have the same presentation of ministry as you, but commonality of the heart of ministry in you. And because some people presentation may be more prophetic, some may be more theological, some people may presentation may be more more supernatural based. And I think sometimes because we look at our lane and what that's the lane that we're comfortable with, or that's better be upbringing, or what that's just been the style that you encounter God at, we can alienate other people's lanes of ministry and not really appreciate it. Some people are going to be more prophetic, and that's just their lane. Now, and just because you're more prophetic doesn't mean you're not theologically sound. There's a theology to the prophetic, because prophecy should be rooted in theology. It's hand in hand. They all work together cohesively, and so one is not greater than the other. They're all needed, and that's why some people move stronger in certain gifts than others, because it's about balance. That's why no one has it all. No one has all fivefold at all one time. And you know that would be, if that was the need, then why would we need Jesus? And so we're being perfected, and being perfected, what you're being perfected in, what I may need. And so you go through a process that God brings you out to turn back around and to pour into somebody else. And that's just all about, man. It's just about perfecting people. It's about God's kingdom and really understanding the revelation of God's grace, His mercy, His endurance. And so, you know, when we did that, that's kind of where Kingdom Revival came from, was to be a very body Christ-centric thing. And as you grow, I'm fine on that chapter. I'm thankful on that chapter. But God had bigger plans for us.